So guys, welcome back to my channel. So guys, Asari Dokubo was on Arise television and he had an interview. According to him, the reason he's crying out is because he believed that all the videos he's doing is not getting to the right people, especially to Tinubu. He promised that when Tinubu fails, that the people should hold him responsible, especially that Tinubu has removed Niger Delta Ministry, and he also talked about the political crisis happening in Rivers State and threatened that if they succeed in impeaching Fubara, that something terrible will happen. So guys, let me leave you guys to watch this video and you see what actually happened.
Say President Tinubu has disappointed you. You worked for him. You supported him. He has disappointed you with the ministry. He has disappointed you also with some other things. If you could also take that along as we try to manage time.
I want to say that the opposition to decision to scrap the Niger Delta Ministry have nothing to do with my personal relationship with President Ahmed Bola Tinubu. I am just an individual. My personal relationship with Dr. Alhaji Ahmed Bola Tinubu is personal. I am a representative of my people. I was chosen and elected by my people to lead them based on a broad-based grassroots movement, the Joy Youth Council. Having said that, like I said before, we were in the trenches with Ahmed Bola Tinubu, and he's the least person we expect to have taken this decision. This ministry came into being on the blood and sweat of the people of the Ijaw Nation. I was incarcerated in 2005. And the struggle started, the agitation started soon after the former governor of Bayelsa State, Alamesia, was also incarcerated. Oil production came down to 700,000 barrels. And in order to assuage, in order to placate the Ijaw people, Yar'Adua started with a 7-point agenda. And one of these 7-point agenda was the issue of the Niger Delta. And the Niger Delta Ministry was created by President Yar'Adua. Now, like I was saying, I don't know whether you got me, the people of Ogoni and Ijaw said if for us to be part of an independent Nigeria, the issue of underdevelopment of these two nationalities must be addressed. And at that time, oil was discovered mostly in the territories of these two nationalities. And the government, the British colonial government, set up the Wilkin Commission, which recommended a special area. And they set up the Niger Delta Development Authority. 5% from the federal government to contribute, Eastern region 5% and the Western region 5%. And the government of Tafawa Balewa adhered to its contribution of 5%, the Eastern region and the Western region, like what is happening today, refused to contribute. Now, after the brouhaha of the civil war that took place, they proceeded to create what they call river basin for every gutter, every drainage found in other part of the country, and they gave them all fanciful names. They converted this special area, which was in the constitution of constitutional dimension, an authority that was embedded in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. They now changed it and equated it with this so-called river basin they have created. Now, they totally destroy the character and nature of the Niger Delta Development Authority.
All right. All right.
Yar'Adua came into power and decided Niger Delta Ministry. When General Olusegun Obasanjo was in power, he promulgated through military fiat the Land Use Act and confiscated the land of our people and our resources. After doing that, on his second coming, he came.
All right.
And then created a Niger Delta in his head that does not exist, that is not in tandem with reality. Niger Delta is supposed to be the tributaries that empties into the wetland created by the tributaries that emptied into the Atlantic Ocean.
All right. Okay.
He created a Niger Delta where he brought Imo, he brought Abia, he brought Ondo, he brought Edo, he brought Akwa Ibom, he brought Cross River.
All right, Mr. Dokubo, let me come in here, please. All right, Mr. Dokubo, let me come in here. I'm so sorry because I know you have a lot to get off your chest, but unfortunately our time is limited. Some of the issues you've cited are some of perhaps the conversation around the effectiveness or a reorganization required for the NDDC. The makeup of the NDDC, like you said, there are some states in there that would also fall under the Southeast Development Commission, which is under review. We also look at perhaps the reason why this regional Ministry for Regional Development is created in such a way as to ensure that we don't duplicate efforts. You know, we're going to have the Northeast Development Commission and the likes. What do you have to say about that? I say this because perhaps this is a move to make it more efficient and move away from what we currently have. Don't forget, the NDDC, the Niger Delta Development Commission, will still come under the Ministry for Regional Development.
We are talking of law. We are not talking of effectiveness. The wishes and caprices of a leader does not amount to the law of the country. NDDC was created by law. It was not created by wishes and caprices of a leader that when I decide a thing, it becomes law.
But laws can be amended.
Who decides what is effective?
Mr. Asari Dokubo, laws can be amended.
Effectiveness is because the law had not been amended.
They can be.
As we speak, the law had not been amended. So what we are talking about, who decide what is effective? Everything about Nigeria is inefficient because of corruption, because of wanton corruption. There is corruption everywhere. So that is corruption. All institutions are affected by constitution, are affected by corruption. So nobody would say that it is always the Niger Delta that is not efficient. What we are saying, you yourself had said, I called for the scrapping of NDDC last year when I said they should scrap NDDC and return UNPADEC, which was the right nomenclature for that body called NDDC. And then create a special authority as it was before for the Niger Delta. Having said that, they have created Southeast Development Commission, Northeast Development Commission, whatever development commission. Where is the money going to come from? The money of the Icho, Okoni, Ishekri, Orobo people, and Igbo people. They tell us that oil is no longer important in the world, but it is our oil money they are using. You know, they want to make you look, feel inferior, look little. But each time they try this, they expose themselves. What we are saying, who decide what is efficient? What is efficient in Nigeria?
Mr. Dokubo,
is our railway efficient?
Very quickly, so Bimba will ask the next question. You enjoyed, at least prior, and you admitted it yourself, that working for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to get him into office, you enjoyed quite a cordial relationship with him. In fact, you composed a number of songs in solidarity with him. Were you consulted? Have you had the opportunity
yes,
yes, so you were singing in support of him. Were you consulted? Have you had the opportunity to speak to him, or has the line of communication totally broken down between you and the president?
I supported Mr. President because I knew him before he became senator. I knew him before he became governor. I knew him before he became president. And God willing, if we're alive, I will also know him when he ceases to be president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. But what I'm trying to say, this is not about me. This is not about an individual called Alhaji Asari and Ahmed Bola Tinubu. It is about my people. And when I'm speaking about my people, take me out of the way. I'm an individual. My relationship with President Ahmed Bola Tinubu was very robust. And at all times, the benefit I derived from that relationship was one-way traffic, was from Ahmed Bola Tinubu alone. His coming out for presidency was the only time I was able to pay him back. And I did. And even if he comes out tomorrow, I will still do it. Because at the time, General Olusegun Obasanjo buried me alive. He stood by me. And I'm not going to be in a hurry to forget that. But that is personal between both of us. You talk about the line of communication. See, there's an Islamic preacher, Sheikh Kishke. He said, when somebody becomes an emperor, an emir, a sultan, Satan becomes his best friend and advisor. Because Satan will always be there whispering to his ears. Was Jesus not carried to the pinnacle by Satan?
Okay,
and offered the whole world that jumped down. I will give you everything.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Now, we've understood you. We understand you're also saying that this conversation is not personal. But a lot of people would disagree because you've made statements such as that if President Bola Tinubu fails, we should hold you responsible. So my question is, should your people...
I stand by that statement.
So should the Ijaw people, the Ogoni people, the people of Niger Delta, should they hold you responsible for the fact that their ministry has now been scrapped?
I stand by that statement.
Yes. So should the Niger Delta people hold you responsible? Are you taking responsibility for the Niger Delta ministry being scrapped? Since you said you would be taking responsibility.
That is why I am crying out. That is why I am crying out. Because I am vigorously liable to any infraction of the exploitation of the Nigerian people, not just Niger Delta people. Because I stood in front of everybody. And I'm not going to deny what I said. Even if it is tomorrow, Ahmed Bola Tinubu encounters any problem, difficulty, I will still stick out my neck and stand. Because at the time he stood for me, I would have been dead. I would not have been in this program talking to you. Obasanjo would have killed me. If not for people like Ahmed Bola Tinubu who stood by me and did everything for me.
Well, Alhaji Dokubo.
So I am not going to be in a hurry. I am not going to be in a hurry to forget that.
Alhaji Dokubo, will you say that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu...
I'm with you.
Will you say President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is succeeding or failing as president, given the reality in the country today? And to still go back to your matter with him, you said you emptied your bank account, you spent a lot of money, and Tinubu is there in Abuja. You are not benefiting anything. So what would you like to benefit from him? Now that you helped him, you supported him, and he's there. He has forgotten people who supported him.
to my broadcast, if you had listened to my broadcast in full, I met President Ahmed Bola Tinubu. I met him, both in camera and behind camera. And he asked me, are you interested in pipeline? He will be listening now. And I told him, I'm not interested in pipeline contract. He's alive. I told him, I am not interested. But I can assist those who are doing the pipeline contract in any way I can for your government to succeed. But I'm not interested. So I never said that it was personal gain I was looking for. I clearly said in all my broadcasts that my needs are very small. My needs are very small. So what I'm trying to say, and it's very clear, President Ahmed Bola Tinubu becoming president, I should be able to tell him the truth. And what is happening in Rivers State, where President Ahmed Bola Tinubu is supporting Nyesom Wike to destabilize Rivers State, to disturb the peace of Rivers State. And as a stakeholder in Rivers State, I feel disappointed, totally disappointed, for the president to allow his minister serving under him to run amok, procure judgments, and all sorts, threatening the people of Rivers State, because what they are trying to do is, we are going to remove FOBRA and nothing will happen. And I'm saying that if you remove FOBRA, something will happen. If you try to remove FOBRA, something will happen. And that is it. That is what I'm talking about. I'm not talking of any personal benefit. I cannot be appointed minister. I cannot be appointed into any board. I did not lobby for any board. I did not lobby for anything. So, it's not personal, like I said. Yes, I emptied my bank account. I spent over $2 million US. I cannot even count in Naira what I spent. And I did not take a dime from him or anybody except 10 Jackeries who gave me 300 million Naira.
All right. Okay.
Well.
All right. We have to go now, unfortunately. But, I mean, it would have been great to interrogate your statement around working with the North for 2027 and you coming out to say that from now on, you're not working with the president anymore. So I just want to assume that the relationship with you and the president in the past, you're not taking it forward from today. So from now on, are you stating that you are now moving to the other side because you're no longer in support? So just one statement. Just one statement, that you are no longer in support of President Bola.
I think you are misquoting me. Okay. I think you are misquoting me.
Okay, please then.
What I said was very clear, that our fathers worked with the North, and I was in the forefront fighting against our fathers, Melford Okilo, Arod Dababria, and so on. And from what Obasanjo had done, and Ahmed Bola Tinubu had done, we, the younger generation, we go back and align with the North, because that is where Bayelsa was created by Abacha, Tafawa Balewa put in place Niger Delta Development Authority, and so on and so forth. And for us,
okay,
I think our relationship with the North is far better than our relationship with any other people.
So guys, I believe we've all listened to what Asari Dokubo have said in this interview, and you saw how he spoke a lot of things about Tinubu, Wike, and even Fubara, and you find out that even the newscasters in Arise TV, they were very careful in how they were asking him questions, because the man was fully prepared. He was fully prepared for them. And so guys, that is the update. Please guys, do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Do not forget to like this video, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching.